Hi Aquarius, how's it going? I hope you're doing wonderful today. Welcome to my channel. I'm just going to do a Celtic cross. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you. I'm going to pull an animal spirit card first from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Spirit, what message, what card do you have for Aquarius today? What card do you have for Aquarius today? Okay, so the dragon. Nice. I'll just leave that right there. And now I'm going to pull 10 cards for a Celt. This one just jumped out. Ace of Wands. Let me put that there. But I'm just going to pull the 10 cards for the Celtic cross spread. Then I'll go through them individually. Okay, here we go. So we have Two of Swords, Nine of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, the Sun, the Hanged Man reversed, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles reversed. Okay, wonderful. So, before I get started on your reading, if a card comes out reversed, it just means you're getting extra protection from Spirit, okay? The card that jumped out is the Ace of Wands. Let me just go over this first before I jump into your reading. This is Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. So the Ace of Wands can be about a new opportunity, being inspired, having a creative spark, having new initiative, new passions. It could represent a new beginning with the ace, being enthusiastic, spiritual inspiration, having a lot of talent. For some of you, it could represent traveling, growth, having a lot of potential. It's a card of adventure and fun, hope, taking action, getting all fired up, having a new lease on life. For some of you, you're getting in the game, you're accepting a challenge, you're physically starting something, you're being bold and daring. This card could also represent fertility, birth, conception, creativity, a lot of energy with this card. Okay, inspiration, willpower, opportunities. So the next card is the Two of Swords. This card represents your current situation. This is Libra energy. So the Two of Swords is talking about feeling stuck, caught in the middle or stuck in the middle, having to make difficult choices. It's a card of indecision, stressful decisions, painful choices, being impartial. It's a card of denial, restraint. Again, action is needed with this card. Spirit is bringing up action is needed again. It's a card of avoidance, tension, sitting on the fence, being at a crossroads, not being able to move ahead. There's a sense of being bound together with someone or something. Action is needed. There's some kind of hidden information. You're not able to see the truth of something. It's a card of denial, difficult decisions. See how she has a blindfold on? Card of blindness. You're weighing up your options. You're at an impasse. There's divided loyalty here. You're being torn between two relationships maybe. Or it could represent an impending breakup or a rift. And then what's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation or it could be what you're celebrating is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is Pisces energy. So I think this is what you're celebrating, because this card's about contentment, wishes coming true, emotional stability, your wishes being granted, wishes being fulfilled, being recognized. It's a card of abundance, rewards, success, pleasure, prosperity, achievements, recognition, realizing your dreams. It's a card of happiness and joy, positivity, optimism, having a lot of confidence, your hopes being realized, you're celebrating something. It's a positive outcome. This card could represent childbirth, fame, joy, acclaim, high self-esteem. You triumph. Okay, wishes coming true, success, luxury. And then what the basis of your situation or foundation is the Page of Pentacles. Pages are messengers, so you may be receiving a message. The Page of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This is a student. This is a young person. They're grounded, they're faithful, they're dependable, they're reliable, consistent, mature, loyal, steady working, responsible. This could be a financial opportunity for you. You're jumping into something. This card represents excellent prospects. You're setting goals. You're excelling in education, or you're seeking education or training. Spirit is saying, decide what you want and go for it. You may be receiving good news regarding earthly matters. You're setting goals, solid beginnings. If this is you, you're ambitious, goal-oriented. You're a planner. You're diligent, dependable. This is the student. Spirit is saying, take advantage of opportunities. A lot of ambition, desire. You're laying your foundations. You're developing your skills, a lot of ambition. And then the fourth card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. This is the Knight of Cups, male or female in a general reading. Pisces energy. This is someone who is following their heart. They're highly principled, chivalrous, romantic, charming, warm, on a mission. Again, taking action. Spirit is saying that this third time, taking action. I'm just making a note of that. You're following your heart. You might receive an offering and a proposal, a romantic proposal, or some kind of offer. You're being swept off your feet. The Knight of Cups, someone who is very attractive, charming, very imaginative, graceful, artistic, creative, gentle, caring, sensitive, could represent a mediator or a negotiator. Very gentlemanly behavior, an idealist. There could be a little bit of jealousy there. And then your immediate future, what's likely to happen very soon in your life. You got the Sun card. This is a major arcana card. Very soon, warm climate maybe, going somewhere hot maybe. This is a card of truth, happiness, success again, opportunity again is coming up. Good health, confidence, courage, warmth, pregnancy, coming up again, ambitious, having clarity. It's a card of freedom, good luck, celebrating something, joy, success, fun, being positive, enthusiastic, and confident, courageous, happy, the truth, vitality. And then the outcome that you desire most in your situation is the Hanged Man, and it came out reverse, so extra protection from spirit. Neptune energy, there's a fear here, a fear of sacrifice or a needless sacrifice. There's discontentment, you're at a standstill. This is a card of avoidance, avoiding sacrifice, detachment, stalling, impulsiveness. Again, indecision is coming up. Repeating a negative pattern, maybe. Negative pattern, delays. Being at a standstill, feeling discontentment, needless sacrifice or avoiding sacrifice. And then your self-image, how you see yourself, male or female in a general reading. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is represented by Virgo. How you see yourself, Aquarius, practical, reliable, efficient, stoic, committed, patient. You're finishing what you started. You're loyal, persistent, maybe a little defensive, very sensible, very considerate, very stable, responsible, respectful, sometimes a little stubborn, very ambitious and hardworking, likes to work with nature, is getting back to nature, conservative. You're working for what you want. You're making your dreams and wishes come true. You're persistent. You're environmentally conscious. Slow and steady wins the race, remember. And then your environment or how others see you in your situation. You have the Page of Wands, male or female again, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. This is about receiving some good news. The Page of Wands is very active, imaginative, playful, youthful, has limitless potential, is a free spirit, is making new exciting plans, is very determined. Again, inspiration is coming back up. You might receive some kind of new opportunity. You're confident, intelligent, free thinking. This is a card of freedom, excitement, exploration. You're extroverted, you're fearless. Active, 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 keeps coming back up. You're full of energy, you're optimistic. And then your hopes and fears, what you hope for and or fear the most in your situation, you have the Two of Wands, Aries energy. You're planning for your future, you're taking the first step, you're taking risks, you're making progress, you're looking at your options. For some of you, this card represents overseas travel, leaving something comfortable, overseas expansion, planning for the future, you're making decisions, you're leaving home. For some of you, there may be a lack of contentment, but this card is success, immigration. Remember, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Don't give in to that. For some of you, you're deciding, should I stay or should I go? You're waiting, you're weary. The Spirit is telling you to have patience. Make sure you're resting after working really hard. Make sure you trust. There's restlessness here, energy. There's detachment here. There's boredom, withdrawal for some of you. This is a card of wanderlust and making plans for the future. Could involve business partnerships. And then your future, if all is to remain as is the Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. Two of Pentacles reversed. So there's some kind of, this card could represent an imbalance or a loss of balance in an area of your life. You may be feeling disorganized or overwhelmed, unorganized. There may be financial losses, financial messes. There's chaos. You might be overextending yourself or being overcommitted. You need to reprioritize yourself. There's a lack of organization here. There may be poor financial decisions. Some of you may be biting off more than you can chew. So just have a look at that. There might be some kind of imbalance in your life, in an area of your life. And then your animal spirit card, it's the dragon that came out. This card is about seeing one's most true self, balancing the ego. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It's almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. When we let the dragon guide us, we hop on its back for a ride. And as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their Agni is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. May even just the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. The dragon and the third chakra. The subtle energy of the dragon lives at the navel center in the Manipura chakra. The Manipura translates to the city of hidden gems, and behind its gates burns the fire of our transformation and digestion. The sages believe health of the fire at the navel center is what governs our ability to clearly see both the inner and outer dimensions. So that is your reading, Aquarius. I hope you receive some insider guidance from those messages today. Thank you for letting me channel them. I'm sending you lots of love and strength. Take good care. Bye.